Hello, YouTube. Welcome to another episode of Trump Plays Skyrim with your friend, Wet Badger. Now, let's see where we were. Alright, we were gonna get the horn of Jurgen Windcaller, So we retrieved the Dragonstone for Farengar, and then the Greybeards. I went to see the Greybeards, and they were like, get us, the horn of Jurgen Windcaller, because we need it for I don't know what, but I skipped all the dialogue, so I don't remember. But when I got here, there was no horn of Jurgen Windcaller. It wasn't here. It was, there was a note there instead. And trying to get out of here. Trying to find a way out of the dungeon. There was a note that just said, okay, I don't even know where I am right now. It just said, gotta talk to you. And, yeah. So now I gotta do that once I find my way out of this, dungeon. Alright. Can't believe I'm freaking lost in Skyrim dungeons. I thought, so, good thing about the dungeons in Skyrim is that they made it so, like, you don't have to backtrack as much. At the end of every boss fight, there's like a path back to the entrance, and a lot of people praise Skyrim for making it so you don't have to walk through the entire cave again after you beat the boss. But people like me still manage to get lost somehow. Anyway, speaking of getting lost, I find as I'm getting older, I can't go anywhere. Or when I go out places, by myself, obviously, because I have no friends. One of the things I seriously have to worry about is are people going to think I'm crazy? Can't fast travel when enemies are nearby. What? Who are this? Bandits. Kill these people. Alright. That was easy. Ooh, conjuration. I like walk into like a bar somewhere, because I don't know, sometimes I do open mic nights or something, I like walking to a bar. Someone from the staff like come up to me and be like, are you okay? Like, what are you doing here? I feel like when I was younger, like, that didn't happen so much. Now I legitimately gotta worry, like, when I go into a place, like, I gotta be very careful about, what I say, how I act, so I don't get thrown out. It's just, it's not a fear I used to have. One time when I was at the supermarket.
The Greybeards have summoned the Dragonborn to High Rothgar. Such a thing has not happened for hundreds.
I was at the supermarket,
You're the one
what
they
the heck
call
is this?
Dragonborn. Your lies. You shall not stand it. When Lord Mirak appears, all shall bear witness.
Maybe not.
None shall stand to oppose him.
Once I was at the supermarket, and I was hungry, and they say you're not supposed to go to the supermarket when you're hungry.
You're that visitor been poking around. Attic room, eh? Well, we don't have an attic room. You can have the one on the left. Make yourself at home.
You know, so I walk into the supermarket, and I'm hungry. And,
So you're the Dragonborn I've been hearing so much about. I think you're looking for this.
what happened? I don't know what's going on here. Am I ever gonna get to tell this story? Cultists orders. Alright, I'll figure that out later. Yeah. So I'm just looking at the pasta in the supermarket, and there's this lady there who's also looking at the pasta. And I'm like, you know, I guess I got kind of too close to her or something. I don't know. She's like, "Are you okay?" And you know, I know I was like a little bit hungry, a little bit quivery from, you know, not eating because, you know, I ran out of food.
Close the door.
So you know, I thought I was okay, but
Now we can talk.
you know, it's people when you go out and you're by yourself and you can't even go to the supermarket without people being like, is something wrong with you? Are you all right? You know, I start to worry about myself, like, am I acting strange? Like, am I doing something weird? Like, you know, I
The
don't know.
Greybeards seem to think you're the dragon. I hope you're just playing dumb. I'm good.
I don't know if anybody else
The
has
whole
that.
point of I am not your enemy. Like I said, I'm part of it. If you really are Dragonborn. If you don't trust me, you were. I knew the
Yeah.
when you showed up
Skip-
here. I knew
skip
you.
the dialogue.
We remember you were the only. Can you do it? Can you? This is no. But I'll see for myself. Yes, but that isn't important right now. Dragons aren't. They weren't. Now something's happening to bring them.
Okay, blah blah blah.
To your, and I figured out
Okay.
we're going to go there, and you're going to. And I figured we're going to go there, and you're going to
Okay,
kill that dragon.
okay, yep, let's do it.
Succeed. I'll tell you anything you want to know. You'll be back. If you're really dragons, this is your destiny.
Wait, what?
The Greybeards
Did-
seem to think you're the Dragonborn. Surprise.
Okay.
I guess
What
I'm
am I
getting
supposed to
pretty
do?
good. I didn't go. You
I just
ready
have to
hear
take
me
this
out?
quest. Apparently,
I'll
Alright.
explain. But I had to.
Okay.
I'm part of a group. If you really are Dragonborn.
Alright, that's great. Alright.
Before I tell you any more, we remember you're the only one
Yeah, I
who
gotta-
can kill a dragon permanently. I knew the Greybeard. When you showed up
Okay.
here, I knew you were the one, the Greybeard. I knew
Okay,
the
that's
Greybeard.
fine.
When you showed up here, I knew you were the one, the
Okay.
I shouldn't let you walk out of here knowing what you know. But I guess even my paranoia has its limits. You know where to find me when you change your mind. Because you will. You have to.
No, I changed my mind. I
part
want
of
to
it,
take the quest.
If you really are Dragonborn, that is. Before I tell you any more, I need to make sure I can trust you. You'll be back. If you're really Dragonborn.
Yeah, I don't know what that's supposed to be. What am I supposed to do here? Wait, why is he dead? I don't know. Amethyst lockpick. Ooh, so they killed the innkeeper for me. That's nice. All right.
Huh?
I don't know what I'm doing in this game right now. Yeah, this is dumb. I gotta go to High Hrothgar, I guess. Give him back the stupid horn. Yeah. I get over there? Obviously, there's some way to get over there that I haven't discovered yet. Yeah, wake up.
You've retrieved the horn of Jorgen. Well done.
Yep.
You have now passed all the trials. Come with me.
Yeah.
It is time for us to recognize you formally.
There's only one trial.
Final word of unrelenting.
Okay.
Da, which means
I'm gonna learn Da. Sweet. Let's do it. Let's get this hilarious, glitchy thing going here. Let's learn Da. Let's go. So I can Fusro Da people. That'll be the greatest thing ever. It's the only fun thing about this whole game. Is you can just Fusro Da people. Alright, let's go. Down all day. Why are the graybeards are so slow? Alright, you ready? I'm ready. I'm ready, let's go.
together, this shout is much more powerful. Use it.
Okay.
Master Woodcutter will now give you his knowledge of Barfighting. Your training, Dragon.
Alright.
We would speak to you. Stand between us, prepare yourself. Few can withstand the unbridled voice of the Greybeard.
You gonna yell at me? You're shouting at me. He does kind of look like a young Donald Trump, this character, but certainly not the old Donald Trump that we've all come to know and love. Because you can't see his hair with that hood on.
Dovahkiin, you have tasted the voice of the Greybeard.
Okay, that's nice. Alright, how do I skip this?
Is open to you.
Alright. Yeah. It's not an confused for Da, right? Sweet. Yeah. They're not gonna kill me for that, are they? Yeah. Pretty sweet. Murder Lydia. Just murder Lydia right here. Uh-oh. Don't leave my service.
Long life to
Come
you.
back.
Lead the way.
She's forgiven me. Alright. So now...
Oh,
Oh! Alright, now I gotta go here. Talk to Delphine again. Yeah.
Sure I am. We got some firs and tree branches, paint them white, and then tie them to stone. Instant frostbite fire.
Maybe it's not a good sign that whenever I'm out and someone asks me, like, are you okay? Or like, how are you?
I'm part of a group that's been
I automatically assume, like,
someone like you for a very long time.
that there's
If you
something
really
wrong.
are Dragon, before I tell you any more,
I don't know if anybody else has that problem where they feel like legitimately concerned about not looking crazy when they're out in public.
I'm part of a group that's been looking for you. Well, someone like you, for a very long time.
Okay.
If you really are Dragonborn, that is. Dragons aren't just coming back. They weren't gone. Now something's happening to
that's
bring them
nice.
back to
Okay.
life. And I need you to help me.
Let's do
Time's
this.
low.
So where are we going?
There's an ancient dragon.
Let's go there.
I need to get into my
Let's go
travel
kill a
gear.
dragon.
Give me a minute and I'll be ready.
Yummy, I'll be ready. Alright, let's go.
Huh?
So I gotta go all the way there. We'll just, fast travel to this. And then we'll walk the rest of the way. Yeah, so since my girlfriend left me, I kind of got a new crush. That's this girl. That's really sweet, really nice. And I got her to hang out with me for a minute.
This here's a toll road, see? You're
And
gonna
I
have
took
to
her
head
out to
over
eat.
and say,
Nah, just ignore him.
that's a real shame.
Alright,
Having it hard
whatever.
to pay
That's
a healer and hate your skull.
okay, whatever. So, yeah, I took her out to get lunch. I was gonna pay for her, and then I reached into my wallet and I found that my credit card wasn't there. And I was like, oh my god. This was the first time I realized that I was missing my credit card. She's like, it's okay, I got it. I felt so embarrassed. And it was a horrible date anyways. I rambled about my ex-girlfriend, which is the opposite of what you're supposed to do on a date. I'm sure it was probably the worst date of her entire life that I took her on. But we were texting, I guess, briefly after it, but then she stopped replying to my texts. But then, at the same time, you would think, if you were smart, you would say that's, a sign that she's not into you. She's probably not, but she keeps showing up to my work, saying hi. Sorry I haven't kept in touch, being all nice and cute and stuff. I hope we can be friends, if she friend zones me, I don't even care, she's cool to hang out with, I hope that we're, able to be friends and stuff. And, oh my god. This is not good. And, yeah. Because, I learned from my last relationship, if someone doesn't like you, there's nothing you can do to convince them to like you, Maybe they'll briefly give in, be like, okay, I'll give it a try. Maybe I can learn to like you or whatever. But then, eventually, they're just gonna realize, yeah, they're not that into you. So there's no point in trying to, convince somebody that they should like you. There's no point in being like, oh, it was just a bad date. I'm really better than that. Yeah, it's like, if they were gonna like you, they would, they would just like you. So, that's cool if she friend zones me. I'm sure somebody else will come along eventually, or not, either way, whatever. Maybe I'll be alone forever. Yeah. She's really cute though. You know. It's really sweet. It's the kind of girl that I fall for. But I'm not obsessed or anything. You know. Can't blame somebody for not liking me.
No, you don't want to go
I'm
up
not
there.
all that.
A dragon! It's attacking! It flew over. I don't know what it's doing up there, but I'm not waiting around to find out.
But yeah, she stopped texting me, you know. She's like, you know, sorry I haven't been keeping in touch, you know. But maybe I'll be like, yeah, you know, that's okay. Like, you know, if you were texting me and we were like texting, you know, that might give me the wrong idea, you know. You know, I'll just like admit that I have a crush. See if that gets me anything, and be like, it's like, I understand. Did I die already? What's it is? It's a bony looking dragon. Well, I need to, you know, have healing ready for this. Yes. But yeah, I was, I'm always afraid. It's like, you know, afraid when I go out that people think I'm crazy. I'm afraid that girls will think I'm like some weird, creepy stalker or something. You know, it's like I could be like, maybe I am, and I just don't realize it. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe like I just exude, you know, male oppression in ways that I don't even realize as a white male, you know. You can never, you know, tell. I mean, there's not, if you make somebody feel uncomfortable and there's like a voice inside of their head telling them, you know, like, stay away from this person, you know, you're not, you know, like, they're creepy or whatever. Yeah, there's nothing you can do to like be like, nah, that voice in your head is wrong, you know. Like, you know, her friends might be like, nah, that guy sounds like bad news, you know. You can't tell her, you know, like, oh, you shouldn't listen to your friends, like, they're wrong. You know? If someone just gets a bad feeling about you, just gotta accept it. Move on. You know? Just like I said, who's to say they're wrong, you know? Maybe I'm...
So, really
are the Dragon Ball. Okay. Let's see, I can unlock this thing, right? I can become ethereal. I cannot harm or be harmed. I'm ethereal. Yeah, what a great power.
I owe you some answers, don't
That's so brief.
I? I owe
Nah.
you some... Go ahead.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to know. I'm
Yeah,
one of
who
the...
are you?
A very long time ago, the Blades were dragon slayers, and we served the Dragonborn.
Who is
For the
your
last
daddy
two-
and what does
Now
he
that
do?
dragons are coming back, our purpose is... Exactly. We
The
used to be-
Blades?
for
Who
the
are they?
last-
Yeah.
We never found one. Until the first
Alright.
thing, the Thalmor are our
Okay.
best lead. If they aren't
Alright.
involved, they'll know who is.
Alright.
The faction that
Who are
no
the... I
worse
don't
than
know.
Legion.
I only gotta ask. I'm trying to skip
Before
through this.
the
Why are they
our
after me?
Grandmaster, so we fought them in
Alright.
the shadows.
Let's get to the
Nothing's-
point here.
The Empire.
Let's get to
and
the
now
point.
Who else gains from that? But if we could get into the Thalmor, and problem is that place is locked up. I'm not sure yet. Meet me back in Riverwood.
Chill.
If I keep an eye on the
This sounds
sky,
really stupid.
this is only going to get worse.
I hate this Thalmor Embassy mission
What is
so
it?
much. A blade in the dark. So then I gotta do, yeah, gotta meet her in Riverwood. So. I'm on this Tinder thing now, which is weird. I'm waiting for somebody to show up at my coffee shop that I work at and be like, "Oh, hey,
There's been another dragon.
saw you
attack.
on,
Kind
saw you on
soul
Tinder."
this time.
That's gonna be so awkward. I'll probably just ask him, "Why didn't you swipe right?"
I don't think you were followed. Come on, I have a plan.
Out of my way, stranger.
All right, what are you doing?
Not here, downstairs.
Not here, downstairs. Do it downstairs in this secret room that I left standing, I left the door standing open while I went halfway across the world to kill a dragon. Yeah.
I figured out how we're going to get you into the Thalmor embassy.
Alright.
So that's
Why
your
not
plan.
just fight our way in?
Even if you could survive by the time you got inside,
Yeah.
whatever
No, the
documents-
Thalmor
We're there
are
for
leveled, you
information,
know?
remember?
They're leveled to
The
my
Thalmor,
level, so
I can
yeah,
get
it'll
you
be
in-
easy to kill
I
him
have a-
because this
his
game
name
is
is-
fucking
I'll
easy.
get word for him. While you're doing that, I'll work. Meet me at the Solitude Stables after you.
I'm probably gonna have to end up killing everybody anyways.
Any questions?
Alright. Okay. I'll see you
Sounds good.
in Solitude.
Be careful.
Alright. Well. It's just,
What happened?
I think this feels like a good time to save. And, I guess I'll see you next time on the next rendition of me playing Skyrim with Donald Trump.
The braggart did swagger as he told of both battles in gold.
Ah, I must do a food for da there. Whoops. I guess I'm ethereal.
But then he went quiet, did Ragnar Red.
Ragnar the Red, when he met
What?
the shield made of
Something you're still
Matilda
confused about?
instead.
Oh, you talk and you lie and you drink all our mead. Now I think it's high
I
time
love
that
this
you
song.
lie down and bleed. So then came clashing and slashing of steel as the brave lass Matilda charged in full of zeal.
Yeah, I like this next part.
And the braggart named Ragnar
And the
was
braggart named Ragnar
boastful
was boastful no more when his ugly red head rolled around on the floor. Yeah. It's a good song. See you next time.